Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Many men need to develop mental toughness. Yeah, y'all. Because check it out. And I definitely see that a lot in the YouTube space, but that's like one of those things I've seen in life. You know, too many men are too much into their emotions. It don't take much to trigger them. You could say just something minor to them and they losing their mind. I mean, you know what? Let me shout out Mr. Lucario. I was listening to one of his older podcasts and he was getting into an argument with somebody. And whoever this dude was, it was over the looks thing it was over the social media thing. And this dude was just yelling, and Lucario was just being calm, asking him questions, and the dude wasn't answering. He was just so emotional. But I was like, damn, dude, answer the damn question. And Lucario he was all calm, just answering, asking a simple question. But the guy was basically triggered. The other guy was basically triggered. And I've heard that on several other things, and, sometimes people even react to what I say sometimes, and be having like long hangouts or something based off something I said. And I'm just like, wow. And I hate when I see it in public. I hate when you see somebody be some small thing and somebody ready to get all upset. They jumping around all huffy. And I'm just like, wow. And, I'm just like, why? And as far as that mental toughness piece, if y'all notice, even with me, y'all never really seen me just get highly upset over everything except for one time. Because everybody going to have something. But for the most part, I'll be like, yeah, okay. Because one of the traits I learned early in life to develop was mental toughness. People always going to come at you. Like a man has to develop thick skin. A man has to, because you're going to get two types of people who are going to come for you. And especially if you're a select male, or if you don't like that term, a real alpha dominant man, thorough brother out here, right? Or thorough man. I'll say thorough man because that can be in any race, right? Let me just be clear about that. Because somebody might be triggered, I say that, and it's like, no, I'm talking about just men, period. People are always going to come for you. See, I developed a mental toughness. I told y'all, I spent the early part of my life in Southeast D.C. And, even though the rest of the family, the extended family, they were good with money and even like on the edges of upper middle class. My mother wanted to be on something different, so I'd be going to school like with dirty clothes, hair wasn't combed, so I caught hell. I caught hell as a child, but at the same time developed a toughness for it. That's why somebody could say something about me and I just shrug, and I'm just like, or somebody called themselves roasting me, and I'm like, Now there's a trigger there, but I ain't gonna tell y'all what it is, And it just to give you a clue, don't have nothing about saying anything about me. But other than that, you develop a thick skin, and all men have to develop that. Because come on, everybody get somebody gonna say something about, I don't care who you are, I don't care. You know what? You could be a 6-footer, like you could be 6'4". You could have like a model face. You could fucking work as a model. Shit. You could be that type who could bitch press 400 pounds. Shoot, you could be making 6 or 7 figures. Everything perfect. Shit, you have like supermodel of the world for a wife or a girlfriend. You could have 5 or 6 of them just lined up harem, and somebody's still gonna try to fuck with your head. Now, two types of people gonna always try to fuck with a man's head, a real man's head, like I started getting into before. One, women. That mental thing to cut a man down mentally is the woman's game. That's their weapon, because most women ain't physically stronger than a man. Just as an aside, I did see a woman, you know, doing some leg lunges with 45-pound weights in both hands. So, but the average woman ain't doing that, and the average woman ain't stronger than a man. So how do they get back at a man? They're gonna cut down on him. They're gonna hit him mentally. They're gonna try to mess with his emotions. Like if a woman try to look at a man and say, well, you ain't packing, or you this, or you that, you ain't all that. That's a mental thing. That's a mental thing. They trying to cut at you mentally. And then when you get the physically weaker man, you know, they know they get their asses stomped. So what they gonna try to do? They're gonna try to go in on. They're gonna try to find the mental thing. What's gonna trigger this dude? What's gonna get him mad? What's gonna throw him off his game? Like I told before, when you know, I was at this Harlem Book Fair, and I'm about to get in a physical fight with this dude. And then what he said afterward, yeah, I messed you up or something. Now, I don't know what he had going on mentally, because dude looked sharp. I'm just be real. That dude had a good body build. He looked like an alpha. And I'm like, why this dude getting all up in there? But I might say something to trigger him. I don't know, without realizing it. And that's another thing. I'm like, dude, you know, I'm trying to sell stuff. I ain't gonna go say shit. I ain't gonna lie. I probably just based off why he look, I wanted to help ask him how he got play. But he had some other stuff. Seriously, he looked like the type of dude women throw themselves at. No joke. But he had some triggers. Something I said triggered him. See, you gotta have it, because you always, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You know, we live in a society, you know, they go after whole groups. There's going to be something. But as a man, you got to be tough with it. That's where you got to be tough. Yeah, you got to build your body. You got to be ready for physical warriorhood. But that mental toughness is where you gotta do it. Shoot, if you in a relationship and you dealing with some woman and she don't like some stuff, where she always come at you, you know, cause you know I've been in some dealt with some women and stuff, and the shit started turning sour. All of a sudden they were like, well, I don't like how their head is shaped, or you just something up with your body here and all that. But I've just laugh at them. I said, shit, you didn't say that when you sucking my dick. You didn't say that when I was making you scream when I was hitting the doggy style. Shit. You know? See, one of the ways to deal with it is to really develop mental toughness, is to really learn how to build up what you have and to appreciate it. You know? Because too many dudes have low self-esteem. And it's like, nah, this is what you do. This is why a man builds his body. That's why a man builds his economic base. And then that's why you build yourself mentally. You got to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know, I'm good with that. Seriously. And I'm cool. This is who I am. Yeah, you could change some stuff, but it's still, this is who I am. You know? And it's like you can just look at them, and sometimes I'm gonna tell you how I would personally deal with some people. I'll say, dude, you gotta come with something better, or I join in. They'll say, like, when I was young, somebody be trying to what we would call a Joan on you or something, and I join in. So, oh yeah, I be doing this, and after a while they be like, damn, it ain't even fucking with him. He embracing that shit, you know. And that's when I'm laughing. Sometimes when I was not in, like, really not feeling a person, I'll be, yeah, I'm all of those now. What the fuck you gonna do about it? Look him dead in the eye. Because, you know, part of my thing coming up too was, let's just say Rom had a little bit more thug in him than I let on. I'll leave it at that. So I just look at somebody like I go to their jaw. Now, at the same time, I still had to develop a mental toughness behind that, because there could be issues with that. And like I said, that's when I was younger. Now I just like, okay. You know? But you gotta have it. And, you know, especially in the position I'm in now, because, you know, you're always gonna get somebody coming at you. Like this article I did for the Negro Manosphere, you know, black women creating a man they come to hate. Because that article's still getting played. I mentioned that before. Man, when that thing first came out, man, I had so many people coming after me, trying to jump on me and saying some stuff. And people were like sending me, like, say, hey, this person's saying this. I was like, okay, but they read about shit though. and that's just how it is in life though. Because look, and this especially for men trying to do well in life, to succeed in life, it's always gonna come. There's always gonna be a hater. There's always going to be somebody try to come at you and stuff. And the only way they can do, they trying to throw you off mentally. You got to develop toughness. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are, you know, because that mental thing is powerful. Because I'm going to tell you what, and this is something I've said. I said it's better, like if I had a real issue with somebody, I'd fuck with their head into such a point that they want to like take their own lives. And I'll plant something. I'm actually good at that too, planting like psychological time bombs. The reason why, because the mental thing leads to the other thing. Like if somebody busts you in the face or hurt you physically, you eventually heal. It might even forget about it unless you break something and it injures you for life. But otherwise, you'll heal from it. But that mental thing, man, you could hit somebody with a mental like bomb, and that shit'll stay with them for decades. You know? So in order to defend against that, every single man has to work on his mental toughness. Just like I talk about going in the gym and building your muscles or exercising, a man has to build his mental strength, his mental toughness. You know? Seriously, work on that. Because I've seen that so many times. Some dead dudes, they get like one little thing, throw this shit off. Like some men have failed to succeed because of that. So that's very important. And many men need to develop that if you really want to do something. Because trust me, you're always going to have some women out here coming for you, some lesser men coming for you, some bullies coming for you. And, the thing they're going to come at the most, because if they come for you physically, you might be able to like get the police involved, or you might be good with a gun, but they come at you mentally, and there's very few laws that can like defend you against that shit. So they can just like throw something out, and there's a lot to that, but develop that mental toughness. So anyway, that's all I got for today, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Peace.